Hi, my name's Les Noble, and I'm a counsellor at the Kaleidoscope Plus Group, which is a national mental health and wellbeing charity. I've been a counsellor now for 4.5 years, and I love my job. Um, it's an honour to help people work through the issues and the problems that they face every day. It makes me feel like I'm adding real value to the world. And for that, yeah, it's a really special feeling. So yeah, I love my job. Um, Working as a black counsellor for a mental health charity, you know, I've seen firsthand the issues that black people are faced with, every day, um, and particularly when it comes to their emotional well-being. With the Black Lives Matter movement taking the media by storm in May, you know, I want to keep that conversation alive. I want to keep it going. And so today, I want to talk to you all about why I became a counsellor, what my experiences are with racism, and I want to encourage more people from black, Asian, and ethnic minorities. Um, I want them to refer themselves for mental health support where they feel they need to. Um, and you never know, maybe even consider a career in the field. For me, being a counsellor is actually a second career. I started my working life in the field of banking and finance, um, and spent many enjoyable years in retail banking, managing branches, regions, and divisions. And then I moved into head office. Um, it was a high profile, goals orientated role, but I loved it, and I was successful. Um, but after 25 years, I started to think, anyone could do this job. I started to think what I did didn't matter. Um, and it didn't feel like I was adding any value to the world. So I kind of wanted to change. And when I thought about my job that I did, the bits that I liked most was, I got a lot of satisfaction from talking to people about their careers and helping them make the next step, and that was something I found really valuable. And I think it's because of that that I thought that counselling might be a good option for me. Yeah, I think that even though cultural diversity is widespread in Britain and has been for some time, there is significant evidence that ethnic minorities receive a negative experience of mental health services, especially when compared to the general population. And as a result, um, black people don't trust early help services, and they therefore don't engage in the very service that could help them um, get better, help them heal. Um, BAME individuals, they tend to rely on their faith, their family, and the wider community for support instead. Um, in my personal and professional experience, it's rare for a black person to consider psychological treatment for common mental health problems. Again, when you compare that to white people, and even if they do, um, you know, consider psychological help, they tend not to buy in, you know, um, and they tend to drop out early. Um, and I think the reason for this is because early help services um, um, therapy, like counselling, are simply not geared up to deal with the issues that black people face every day. I think, yeah, in our society and culturally in the UK, being white is the norm. And of course, this brings privilege, and more importantly, it brings freedom, power, and safety. And this gives people, white people, the confidence to exert their economic, political, social, and ethical values. And those values carry influence around the world. Um, I think that our society needs to be educated. We've got an opportunity here, and I think our society needs to be educated on what is happening to black people in the UK and around the world. And you know, I think if we can do that, I think there's a big opportunity for change. And actually, I think right now we're experiencing a significant educational event in relation to the Black Lives Matter movement. But I also think that it's just the beginning and that education has to continue. We have to carry on that education. From a mental health point of view, mental health services, should look to take on board the learning that I've mentioned and gear themselves up to deal with the issues that Black people face. They could recruit Black therapists, for example. I think that's a good option. And that would help ethnic minorities come to therapy in the first place. And when they come to therapy, they see they see a therapist that looks like them, a person that looks like them, a Black counsellor, and then they can buy into therapy. They'll be authentic in therapy and feel accepted in therapy. And I think then they will grow in therapy as a result. And I think, in addition to that, I think investment is required. We need investment to identify the existing traditional therapies that are out there and then how they can be adapted to improve the outcomes for ethnic minorities. And this additional investment, we also need it to do research for new therapies. And those new therapies I'm talking about are ones that will cater for Black psychology. They will be able to address Black psychology, and then for those therapies to be evaluated. Yeah. At the Kaleidoscope Plus group, we're doing all that we can to reach out to people from all walks of life, and to create an inclusive service that is available to everyone in the UK, because everyone should be able to access the support and the help they need with their mental health and their well-being. And that's no matter their race, colour, age, gender, or sexuality. We've actually learned a lot about the communities we serve and the issues that those communities face when it comes to mental health care, and we don't want anyone to fall through the cracks. For example, we've onboarded a various range of high-profile ambassadors from different backgrounds to help us reach out to those people who feel unable to access mental health support that they need. So, listen, thank you for listening, and please don't stop talking. Keep raising awareness. Keep donating where you can. Keep the conversation going, keep it alive, and keep being kind. Thank you.